While my father-in-law adjusted the veil on my husband's mistress inside a bridal boutique in Andars, I was 3 blocks away canceling the gold card they were planning to use to pay for her dress. It started on an ordinary Tuesday in Guadalajara. I had a dentist appointment in Providencia, but 20 minutes before it, the office called to reschedule. Instead of going back to work, I decided to walk, buy an overpriced coffee, and give myself 1 hour of sunlight. For 11 years, I had worked at a regional insurance company, 50 hours a week, solving everyone else's problems while ignoring my own. I passed windows, restaurants, and stores where I never shopped, because there was always something more urgent: the mortgage, the car insurance, Adrian's debts, Adrian's so-called work expenses. Then I stopped in front of an elegant bridal boutique, the kind where the dresses look like they float and nobody says the price out loud. And there he was. Don Ernesto, my father-in-law, 68 years old, former owner of a car dealership in Zapopan. The same man who had said the previous Sunday that he was too tired to come eat at my house. He was inside, smiling like a proud father, helping a young, beautiful, shameless blonde woman try on a wedding dress. At first, I tried to invent an explanation. A niece. A client. A family friend. But then Don Ernesto pulled out a gold American Express card. My supplementary card. The one I had given Adrian 4 years earlier for emergencies. I paid that card every month. I saw the balance, sighed, and transferred money from our joint account because I trusted my husband. The woman spun in front of the mirror. Don Ernesto clapped. She touched his arm as if they shared a delicious secret. I walked away before they could see me. My coffee was shaking in my hand. That night, Adrian came home at 7:40, kissed my forehead, opened a beer, and asked what was for dinner. I said chicken. I had made chicken. He ate it while watching the game, complaining about a difficult client in Tlajumulco. I watched him and thought, who are you? At 11:30, he locked himself in the guest room because, according to him, my snoring kept him awake, even though I had never snored in my life. I opened my laptop. I logged into the American Express account. I typed the password wrong twice. When the charges appeared, I felt sick. 14 months of expenses I had never truly reviewed. Monthly rent in a tower in Puerto de Hierro, 38,000 pesos. Alexis lease, 17,500 pesos. Restaurants in Chapelita, jewelry in Plaza del Sol, transfers to a woman named Jimena Lujan, 12,000 pesos every single month. In total, more than 1,150,000 pesos. I had been working endless weeks to finance another woman's queen-sized life. I searched her name on Instagram. Jimena. 28 years old. Interior designer. Abundance quotes. Photos inside the apartment I was paying for. Selfies beside the SUV I was paying for. Dinners at restaurants Adrian claimed he hated. And in one photo, she was wearing the Cartier watch he had given me on our 7th anniversary. The same watch he said he had lost on a business trip to Monterrey. I did not cry. Not yet. I kept looking. I found messages synced to Adrian's iPad. Jimena was demanding a date. Adrian was promising that by June, he would be free. Don Ernesto picked up flowers, jewelry, and deliveries. My father-in-law did not just know. He coordinated everything. Then I saw the latest message. My birthday is on the 28th. If you don't give me the ring and the dress that day, you lose me. Adrian replied with a photo of a ring. Not my ring. A new one. More modern. Probably paid for by me too. I closed the laptop at 2:47 in the morning. My marriage had not died that night. It had been dead for months, dressed in white, driving a Lexus, and living in Puerto de Hierro with my money. And I had just discovered that all of them depended on one thing: me continuing to pay that card. For 40 days, I pretended to be the same wife. I made coffee, asked Adrian about work, and smiled when Don Ernesto called to fake concern and suggest that maybe we needed a romantic vacation. While they acted, I learned to act too. By day, I processed claims at the insurance company. By night, I built my case, statements, Instagram screenshots, iPad messages, jewelry receipts, apartment payments, SUV lease records, and transfers to Jimena. My sister Sofia, a forensic accountant, reviewed everything at her kitchen table. If you forgive him, I will kill you, she said. I am not going to forgive him. Then document everything, she said. Emotion screams, but paper wins. I also met with Fernanda, a family lawyer in Zapopan. She told me to open an account in my name only, move my salary, take exactly 50% of the shared savings, and not cancel anything until the divorce filing was ready. Do you want him crawling back, or do you want to leave clean? She asked. I thought about the Cartier watch on Jimena's wrist. I thought about Don Ernesto adjusting her veil. I want to leave free, I said. On April 26th, I got confirmation of my promotion, regional manager, 22% more salary, and my own office. I signed the papers with a calm that surprised me. My professional life was rising just as my marriage was about to explode. April 28th was Jimena's birthday. Adrian said he would work all Sunday because of an urgent appraisal. He left perfumed, nervous, and happy. I watched him go without saying a word. I already had a suitcase in the trunk, divorce documents ready, and 3 copies of all the evidence. At 2:52, Don Ernesto left me a voicemail. Marcella, dear, Adrian forgot a charger. We are near Andars. Could you bring him one? I deleted the message. I knew exactly where they were. At 3 o'clock, I sat in my kitchen with the phone in front of me and called American Express. I need to cancel Adrian Camacho's supplementary card. May I ask the reason? I could have said many things. That my husband was using my credit to support his mistress. That my father-in-law was helping him buy her a wedding dress. That for 14 months, I had been the ATM for someone else's fantasy. It is no longer necessary, I said. The card is now deactivated immediately. I hung up at 3:03. In some dressing room in Andars, Adrian was probably handing over my card with the confidence of a successful man. The terminal would decline at once. Then again. Jimena would be standing there in 80,000 pesos of white tulle. Don Ernesto would try to save the scene. But the card was already dead. I left the divorce papers on the kitchen table, along with the highlighted charges, the screenshots of Jimena, and a yellow note. Sign, or I report the fraud. Then I closed the door to my house and drove to Sophia's apartment. At 9:46 that night, Adrian texted me. We need to talk. Please. I replied, talk to my lawyer. Then I turned off my phone. I learned the full scene 3 days later from Fernanda. Adrian had taken Jimena out for champagne before the boutique. Don Ernesto had toasted to new beginnings. Jimena tried on the dress again. Adrian pulled out the gold card with the confidence of a king. Declined. The saleswoman ran it again. Declined. Adrian called the bank in front of everyone, and they told him the primary cardholder had cancelled his access at 3:03. Jimena came out of the dressing room crying, not because of love, but because the dress of her dreams had just revealed who was really paying for it. Adrian drove home like a madman. He found the papers. He saw the highlighted charges. He read the printed messages where he called me controlling, while I was the woman financing his little nest. He called me 17 times. I did not answer. The next day, he showed up at Fernanda's office without an appointment. He cried in reception. He said he had made a mistake, that he loved me, that Jimena meant nothing, that his father had pressured him to be happy. When Fernanda asked if I wanted to see him, I looked out from my new office over the city. No. He is crying a lot, she said. Then let him charge Jimena for every tear. I have already paid enough. Adrian signed the divorce 2 weeks later. He did not fight. The word fraud weighed more than his pride. The house stayed with me because I had paid most of the mortgage. My credit stayed protected. So did my savings. But the real collapse happened outside my home. Jimena could not keep the apartment in Puerta de Hierro. Without my card, 38,000 pesos a month did not manifest itself. The Lexus went back to the dealership. Her Instagram, once full of abundance quotes, went private. Her last public post said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. I liked it from a fake account. Not out of cruelty. Out of poetry. Adrian moved into a small apartment near Avenida Patria. His appraisal work began to fall apart because in Guadalajara, people talk. And nobody wants to trust property to a man who could not even hide his own accounts. Don Ernesto lost something worse than money. He lost his pedestal. His wife, Dona Marlene, called me in June. Forgive me, Marcella. I suspected something, but I did not want to look. I was in my patio, with soil on my hands, planting new bougainvilleas. You do not owe me their apology, I said. Yes, I owe you mine. I judged you for working so much. I used to say an ambitious wife scares a husband away. Now I understand that my son took advantage of your effort, and my husband helped him. Her voice broke. You were better to this family than we deserved. I did not know what to say. That apology hurt more than many insults because it arrived too late. But at least it arrived. I heard from Sofia that Don Ernesto ended up sleeping in the guest room of his own house. Dona Marlene did not divorce him, but she never sat beside him at family meals again. His grandchildren avoided hugging him. For a man who lived to be the patriarch, becoming invisible was a slow sentence. I painted my bedroom deep blue, the color Adrian always hated. I bought new sheets, a new mattress, and a simple watch. Not Cartier. One I chose myself and paid for myself. Every time I look at the time, I remember that I am no longer waiting for anyone to choose me. In July, I traveled alone to Oaxaca. I sat on a terrace with café de olla, sweet egg bread, and a silence that did not hurt. I did not post photos. I did not need anyone to applaud my rebuilding. Sometimes I still wake up thinking Adrian is about to walk into the guest room with his phone full of secrets. Then I stretch my arms across my whole bed and remember that I no longer finance lies. A gold card can buy apartments, jewelry, dresses, and elegant dinners. But the person paying the bill decides when the music stops. I decided to stop it. And if tomorrow I saw my father-in-law adjusting that veil in front of the mirror again, I would do exactly the same thing.